Okay, Doncaster Rovers FA Cup dream has come to an end against Crystal Palace at home at the Keep Moat. They lost 2-0, both goals coming in the second half. It wasn't the best cup game I've seen this season. The atmosphere was good, and it was great to see a fully packed Keep Moat with very few empty seats. That's one of the few positives we can get out of this. Is for the first televised game I think this season, there weren't many empty seats. Even with the travel issues for Palace fans getting to the ground, yes, there was some concerns they might have to delay the kick-off due to delays getting to the ground for a lot of fans, including Doncaster fans. There was some travel disruption. They all made it. The two goals, both well taken. Schlupp's low drive off the laces, brilliant technique. Snapshot, gets the keeper cold, catches the Doncaster defence thinking he's going to cross from his position where he was, and he's drilled it across the box, and that is a brilliant goal. Out of nothing, Doncaster were on top, Doncaster had a lot of the ball, and that silenced the crowd, and that's what you want to do in a game like this. Meyer's goal on 45 minutes. Andros Townsend's part in the build-up with the headed cross. Very difficult skill. To accurately head across to another player in the box is very, very difficult, and you don't see it often. And that was a brilliantly well-taken goal. And Max Meyer deserved it because his energy in midfield was key today, both in attack and defence. And he played very, very well. And he could have also got man of the match for the efforts he put in his movement, his positional awareness. And yeah, he's not the tallest guy in the box, but he's the smallest guy on the field today. And he managed to get above some much taller defenders and finish very, very well. There were two penalty shouts in the first half, but there was no VAR. The second one, should have been a penalty. The trailing arm, if we're going by precedent set this season, but of course interpretation and the referee's interpretation, there's going to be some rule changes in that area when if the ball hits your arm, it's a penalty, deliberate or otherwise. I think they're going to make that rule change in the summer. But Mike Dean waved them both off. There was no VAR in this match, and this is the issue with VAR. It's not being used at every game, and could that be affecting how it's going to be deployed in the future? And the quality of the VAR officiating. There's been some talking points of VAR this season, and it wasn't here today. And if those two incidents had been at, let's say, a different ground, let's say Palace with the home team, and VAR was in use, we may have seen some VAR decisions. Now, at the end of the day, the two penalty shouts, they weren't overly appealed by the Palace players, but on another day that could have proven very important, having those two penalty shouts, but today it didn't. But the lack of VAR, if you're going to test a thing in a competition, you test it throughout. The FA have got the money to pay for the system for the lower league clubs. That's my personal opinion on it. Also, there's only one booking in the whole match, and it came around 70 odd minutes for a slightly cynical foul, but for the most part the game was played in the right manner. I would say it was played in positive fashion by both sides. You would expect an FA Cup tie between the lower league side and the top division side to have a bit more blood and thunder about it, but Doncaster wanted to play their style of football, which is very, very similar to a Premier League style of football, a lot of passing and movement and pace about their attack. Now, they didn't have enough quality, but the energy and the belief was there, and of course they're pushing for promotion to the Championship. They can focus on that. Palace, this will give them confidence going into the game against Leicester. The issue is Batshuayi up front has got the movement of a rusty door hinge. That's the best way I can describe Batshuayi. There's no movement there. Running with ball at feet, if he can get the ball to his feet and he can run with it, it's fine. But it's getting the ball to his feet because he doesn't move. He waits for the ball to come to him, at which point the defenders put his boot through it. He's been easily marked because he's not moving. There's no movement in the box. There's no movement for a rebound. There's nothing. He had nothing. And that was part of the problem for Palace today. Yes, they've won, but they only had 3 shots on target that I could count. There were several shots off target. Van Arn had one off a corner. They did have a lot of corners, a lot of block shots, but only 3 shots actually made it through to the Doncaster Rovers goalkeeper. Luka Milivojevic is man of the match, fully deserved the energy and leadership he showed in midfield. He controlled the tempo of the game. I believe he helped create the Meyer goal, linking up with other players. I think Meyer was involved in creation of his own goal as well. So the Palace midfield has shown a lot of energy today, but Batshuayi, I think, is going to be a problem going forward. Clearly, Benteke is not 100%, and Benteke has not been great this season. But when Benteke came on, there was a bit of movement up front, and he was closing down the Doncaster Rovers defence. He was doing more in less time than Batshuayi did in the previous 70 odd minutes. So I don't know whether Palace decide to sign Batshuayi long term, but he's not a Premier League level player. He's not even a League One level player. A League One defence easily marshalled Batshuayi. They had no problems with him, and they were comfortable. He's got no movement. He had a brief decent spell at Borussia Dortmund, but for the most part of his career, he's underwhelmed. But there we go. Palace have won 2-0. They did deserve the win. They played better in the first half. They took their chances in the first half. They allowed, I think, Doncaster a little bit too much of the ball in the second half, but they had a 2-0 cushion. And on the counter-attack, they did have the pace to trouble Doncaster. I really just wish Doncaster had got a goal and it opened up a bit more because we could have had a high-scoring game. But in the end, it's been a 2-0. It's a comfortable 2-0 for Palace. They could play better, but at the end of the day, they didn't need to. They put out a very strong side. They were defensively very easily blunted the Doncaster attack, even though Doncaster had more shots on target. They're all from distance and not very accurate in the sense that they aimed at Wayne Hennessy. And they fully were good quality for the win because they avoided an upset. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, tomorrow night is Manchester United versus Chelsea, the big one of the round, and I think this could define whether Maurizio Sarri has a job or not at the end of the season. If he loses this game, I think he could be out of a job within a few weeks. Solskjaer's just lost a game. That's going to be interesting, but he's lost 1 in 10. 1 draw, 1 loss, 8 wins. So for those saying he hasn't done a good job, that's completely out of tosh. He's done very, very well, so that's going to be an interesting game tomorrow night. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I will have some more videos for you soon.